Hello.
Whoa, fancy mic.
Oh, thank you. I
It's
was
like you're working radio or something.
it something like that. I was trying to use this thing, but it doesn't actually fit in the frame. So
I don't know if you saw my video like a week ago, but I got a new mic and it sucks.
I haven't seen it yet. Truthfully, I have to catch up on the backlog there. But I know I'm a fake fan. Fake fan.
Bigger fan than a lot of people. Welcome to Three Questions, Three Questions. This is my friend Liam. Liam and I have been friends since like middle school days. We started out on a robotics team together, and then Liam has kind of stuck with the robotics through and through, whereas I threw it away almost immediately. Liam is like training to be a pilot, a mechanical engineer, works as a radio technician, and basically has like more special domains and special skills of any person I could possibly imagine. Liam, do you want to start us off with what we always say at the start of every episode?
Yes, I would love to.
Okay. And would you also like to start us off with the first question?
What is your third favorite animal?
Oh, that's very interesting. I don't even know if I have a first favorite animal. I like the obvious thing is like my favorite bird is the Malayan night heron. Everyone
Yeah,
knows their
yeah,
favorite bird,
of
right?
course.
But my favorite animal is maybe a raccoon. I don't know why that's what came to
Solid.
head first. So, okay, if that's the favorite, then I need to find the second favorite. And the second favorite is maybe like, I don't know, a worm, a
A
snake.
worm.
It's gonna be
Okay.
something in that field, right?
No legs on the
No
second
legs.
animal.
So then my third favorite animal is maybe a turtle.
A turtle. Okay.
Yeah, especially the really big turtles. I
Oh
think they're
yeah,
really
yeah,
neat. Like they're not the coolest animal on earth, but they're like a fine animal. Do
yeah.
you have a third favorite animal like off the top of your head?
No, I kind of didn't think that I would get, Uno reverse carded here. Let's see. Well, my first favorite animal is a peacock. Um, I
Everyone
don't
knows their
know.
favorite bird.
Everybody knows their favorite bird, but it also happens to be my favorite animal.
Mm.
Second favorite animal is probably like horseshoe crab. I just kind of think they're neat, you know.
Mm.
Um, Third favorite animal. Um, I don't know. Maybe like one of those like weird Australian creatures that's got like too much of one thing, like it's got too much nose or like too many legs or something like that. Um, like an anteater, something along those lines. I actually don't think anteaters are Australian, but
I
they feel like they
changed
fit the vibe.
I changed my
Okay.
answer for number one favorite animal. My number one
Yes.
favorite animal is the mantis shrimp. The mantis shrimp is the animal that can
Oh
go
yeah.
the fastest, depending how you
Yes.
define going the fastest, because its claw has been known to break the sound barrier. So its body
Yes.
doesn't go that fast, but its claw can go so fast that it can stun its prey.
Do
Um,
you know about the ninja shrimp or something? I think it's called a ninja shrimp. It's the same family as a mantis shrimp, but instead of punching things, it has a little sword. It just stabs things really fast.
okay, number one, mantis shrimp. Number two, ninja shrimp. Number third, raccoon. Final answer.
Okay. Okay. Solid. I like it.
Okay, are you ready for your first question?
I am.
I was like, let me just give you like the easiest question you could possibly answer, and that is, how does a plane work?
Okay. So I'll preface this by saying nobody actually knows. Um, the equations that surround the math equations that surround lift are approximations. Like no matter how you define it, there is no like definitive this is how it works. So I'll preface it by saying nobody knows for sure. But your basic principles are, well, the joke is of course, you put money in and you put time as your forward vector, and then your reverse vector is also time, and then the drag force, the down vector is money out, and it's much smaller than money in, so therefore the plane flies. Um,
That's so good. How have I never heard that? That's incredible.
You would not believe the number of T-shirts I have seen that are like some take on that, but also, these days poorly AI generated, because that's everything these days. But anyways, I digress. Basic principle is that you have the wings on the airplane, which generate lift in the upwards direction and drag as an arrow basically pointing backwards.
Mhm.
Pointing forwards to counteract the drag is the thrust vector, your engine that either pulls you or pushes you forward, depending on the type of engine. And then you have your gravity, which pulls you down. And as long as your lift is more than the force of gravity,
Mhm.
then you're flying. But in
Mm.
order to actually get lift, in order to make the lift vector larger, you have to put more power into the equation, which comes from your engine. That's really the only vector that you can control as a pilot.
Mm. So, despite the fact that the engines kind of look like they're like facing forward, what they're actually doing is pushing you upwards.
No, so close. So
Okay.
they indirectly pushing you upwards. They are pulling you through the air. And
Hmm.
if you've ever like stuck your hand out the window of a car, the
Hmm.
drag from your hand
Hmm.
out the window of the car, the air hitting your hand pushes your hand, if you're it's like this, it pushes your
Hmm.
hand backwards but also upwards a little bit. And so that force
Mm.
is what is actually pushing you upwards. And there is some debate on that because there's some equations that say it's actually the difference in high pressure underneath the wing and low pressure above the wing that causes you to go up. And
Mhm.
some equations that say it's the force of redirecting the air from on the wing that causes you to go up. And both of those are true, but it's a debate is whether which one is more important to the equation.
Mm. But both of them are certainly happening.
Both of them are
Okay.
happening, absolutely, because you can make a plane, and they have made planes in World War II. They really did some kind of crazy things post-war. Um, they made a plane that kind of looks like a pancake shape,
Mhm.
and the way it flies is it flies through the air like this, just like you're sticking your hand out the window. Um,
Whoa.
and it just really like pulls itself through the air, and that's the only way it stays in the air. It's
Mhm.
very unstable, and I believe that
Mhm.
I don't actually think it killed its test pilot, but uh,
But
it
so
crashed a lot.
that pancake plane is mostly doing the like forces that are like the right angle forces,
Yeah,
whereas
exactly.
something like I don't know, would a frisbee be doing the density game, or is
A
that also
frisbee is also entirely the right angle forces.
Mm.
It's just because it is rotating, it generates a pocket of air underneath it that is larger than the frisbee itself. So if you
Mhm.
think of it like the top of a soap bubble almost,
Mhm.
the frisbee sitting on top of the bubble, underneath you still have a little bit more bubble, and that is causing the frisbee to stay in the air longer than it would otherwise.
Mm. I see. So it's also it's the same game but like in multiple directions now.
Exactly. The aerodynamics around frisbees are horribly complicated. I don't recommend looking into it because it will cause you to have an existential crisis about the physics involved. At least for me, it did. So I've 4 out of 10 would not recommend.
Yeah, I think I'm allowed to ignore physics. So
Yes,
we're
I
good there.
that's a very good way to go through life. I recommend it. Um, Unfortunately, I'm not uh, in the position to do so, but that's okay.
Do you have a second question for me?
I do.
Mhm.
Um, this one is because I know you work in the beverage industry. You're also a very creative person.
Mm.
So, if
Yeah.
you could design any new beverage to come to market, and you had like a guarantee, well, no matter what it costs to make or put together or anything like that, what would it be and why?
Mhm. Okay. I have a pretty strong opinion that has started to form. Okay. The way
Yes.
that the beverage industry's innovation has been going, it for the most part right now is health based. So what
Okay.
that means that there are these so-called functional beverages. They're like health claim beverages,
Hmm.
and people make something that like is maybe true, but probably not very rigorously tested.
Yeah,
They sell that product, they get a bunch of lawsuits, they remove a lot of the health claims, people still associate it with being healthy.
yeah, yeah.
Then there's all these copycats that come, and the copycats learn that customers don't actually care if it's healthy. They just want it to think that it's healthy. And the way to make people think it's
Oh,
healthy is to make a worse beverage, right?
okay.
What that means is that the beverage industry's main thing right now is not making tasty beverages. It's making like really not tasty beverages, and I cannot
Ah,
stand that. Now,
yeah.
I think back to like the late 1800s, early 1900s when
Hmm.
people were making new beverages still.
Yeah.
And
Coke with cocaine in it.
yes, exactly. Like
Yeah,
soda
yeah.
jerks would just like throw things together and be like, tasty. I want more of that.
Yes.
Um, Poppy came out recently with a beverage that they called it like Alpine flavor. And I tried
Hmm.
it and I was like, this tastes really weird. I kind of like it.
Hmm.
So I think if you gave me infinite time and infinite money to make a new beverage, I would just pour all of the different flavorants I could in all of the different combinations, make like a billion beverages, try them, all of them, and like one of them is bound to be delicious, and that's what I would go with.
I like it. I like it. You're taking the market to a new direction, a new level.
Are you ready for another question?
I am. Hit
Okay.
me.
You are a person with so many hobbies. Okay. I almost every time I talk to you, I feel like you have a new hobby. You're building a plane, you're building a flamethrower, you're like working on getting your pilot's license, you're like learning how to do amateur radio. It's like photography,
Hmm.
baking. It's like every week something new. Okay. How do you decide that a hobby is worth adding to the mix, knowing that it dilutes some of your total time? And then with those new hobbies, how do you decide how much money you're willing to spend on them, knowing that you will end up inevitably taking up a new hobby after that?
So I'm very bad at this kind of math because I do have a problem of starting too many hobbies and then not being able to put enough time into any one of them. And also at the same time putting too much money into all of them. Um, but generally speaking, when I'm considering like, oh, this sounds like fun, this sounds like something I could do, this sounds like something that's achievable, I kind of run through in my head, is this something that will either A, help me professionally at some point in the future? So take, for example, the designing airplanes or the ham radio, amateur radio stuff. Um, is it something that I enjoy doing that will also help me professionally? It might look good on a resume, that kind of thing. Two, or B, I guess, is it something that I think will generally improve my quality of life? So, like for cooking, I really suck at baking, but I would like to get better at it. I'm not terrible at cooking, but I do enjoy, cooking and baking quite a bit. Is this something that if I put the time and effort into it, I will be better as a person because of that? And three is, what am I willing to put aside in order to put more time into this? Because basically, at the moment, my schedule is full. So if something new comes in, something old has to go out. So that's the equation that I kind of run in my head is like, okay, let's take for example, like I'm building a RC plane over the summer here. Is it
On your
something?
own?
Well, doing most of the design work. I haven't started building it yet because it has needed quite a bit more design work than I've
How
intended to. But
how big is this thing and how from scratch are
it
we
will
talking?
be about 4 feet long and 6-ish feet wide. It's kind of a variable design, so big.
Wow.
About I'm targeting about 35 pounds.
Hmm.
Um, because I want to be able to easily carry it around with me. The FAA limit is 55, so want to leave some headroom there.
Hmm.
Um, but if I were to, when I decided like, okay, I'm going to do this, it's okay, what is coming out of my schedule to make that happen?
Hmm.
In this case, it is school. I am currently in school, but I'm not taking any classes over the summer. So there's an opening now in my schedule that I wouldn't otherwise have. Um,
So you really got to get on that.
yeah. Uh, it's basically ready to go. I got to just like, start actually committing to putting it together, which is easier said than done because scope creep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's a problem. But anyways, two is okay. Now that I've decided I have time available for this, will this make me better as a person or make me better professionally? And the answer for this is yes. I'm in school to be an aerospace engineer. So if I can just say I've designed an airplane, that looks great on a resume. People like that. So, fingers crossed that, you know, somebody will see that on my resume and be like, I want that guy because he designed an airplane, not this guy because they didn't design an airplane. Um, and three is how much am I willing to put into it? And for this, I did have the benefit of basically the first step I did was budget everything out. And so I knew up front the cost of going into this. And I don't mind sharing, it was more than I anticipated, but less than I would have put into it, which was nice. Um, I'm not going to say the exact number because I don't have an exact number yet, but like I ballpark, it's about 2 grand. But when I consider like, okay, here's what I'm paying for classes, it's a lot cheaper than school is. But I'm still getting a learning experience out of it, so it is a nice benefit.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a lot of a give and a take here, where it's like you're paying a little bit now, but you probably could use it to get a better job, which then pays a lot more later. And then you also get to
Exactly.
make a really cool plane, and it's something to fill your time. So there's
Hold on one moment, please. I'm being apologies there.
I'll edit it out. It'll be the after credit scene.
Yeah, clip this, clip this. You can leave that part in.
I'll leave in the part of you saying to clip it, but I will not
Yeah,
leave in the clip, so then people won't know what to
perfect.
clip.
Perfect. Yeah, keep them guessing. You can leave all of that in too.
But keeping them guessing.
Yes. Um anyways, uh so yeah, that's kind of where that's at. And I think part of choosing, I mean, I don't really think I ever choose a hobby. It always just kind of comes to me. Like, yeah, things pop up, opportunities pop up, and or I just get like a wild hair and say, I'm going to do this today. And it turns into, obviously more than a day or a week or a month. So,
It's
but
like one morning you wake up and you're like, I had this crazy dream that I had made an RC plane. And then you're like, okay, and now I know what I'm
quite
doing this summer.
literally, quite literally. The
Phineas and
original
Ferb.
idea,
You do a Phineas and Ferb.
I kind of, yeah, I do. Okay.
Hmm?
This is slightly a bit of a departure. I know from the previous topic. Um, I know you're a big fan of space and space stuff and all of the fun things that come around with that. So I'm going to ask you, what shape do you think the universe is?
Okay, I have a prop. I finally have a prop. I've talked
Oh,
about this book in like a dozen episodes, and my parents just came from St. Louis uh, towards the Northeast with a
mm-hmm.
car full of stuff, and I was like, you gotta bring this book in particular. I cannot recommend this book enough to
It's amazing.
anyone. Have you read it?
I have. It's such a good book.
Anyone who is obsessed with or anyone who's like at all into space should read this book. In here, she has a diagram explaining the three potential shapes of the universe. Um, there is I like this page so much. I actually have it dog-eared. Um, So there are three potential shapes of the universe, and it's basically based off of what findings we find about like the shape of space-time.
Hmm.
I don't remember it exactly, but I remember she makes a fairly convincing argument that the space of the universe is probably saddle-shaped.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of fun. It's like a Pringle, like the
Yeah.
Pringles are kind of
Yeah.
the meaning of the universe or something. Or you could say like cowboys are the meaning of the universe. But yeah, I'm not deep enough into it that I could have like a strong opinion of my own. Besides, everyone should read this book, The End of
Yes,
Everything,
absolutely.
Astrophysically Speaking by Katie Mack, or listen to her podcast, which is called The Universe, and it's with John Green, and it's great.
Yes.
Um, have you listened to that?
I have, but not as much as I would like to. So
Hmm.
I've listened to like 2 episodes at this point.
Well, next time you're driving across the country,
Yes.
okay, are you ready for your final question?
I think so.
You make things yourself all the time. Okay. This is
Hmm.
kind of a similar vein, but this is a very different kind of question. You make things. And you like potentially could make anything, right?
Hmm.
Now, if you had an infinite budget, what would you make? In like infinite budget, infinite team of people, you have 100 years. Like, what are you making and why?
I mean, this is gonna be the totally expected answer, I'm sure.
Mhm.
But I would be making an airplane. Um, Shocker.
But like
Um,
what kind of plane?
I would really want to design something that does not exist in our current world. Something
Mhm.
fast and big enough to be comfortable, but not excessively large, and something that can take off and land anywhere I want. Not necessarily vertically, but you
Mhm.
can take off and land from a normal airport or an unimproved kind of grass strip kind of thing. And something that would have a very unique design characteristic to it. I don't know necessarily what that would
Mhm.
be, but something that like if you were to see it flying overhead, you'd be like, I know that plane. I don't know anything about airplanes, but I know that airplane.
Mhm.
Like the Spruce Goose. Everybody knows the Spruce Goose, even though a lot of people don't know much more about the Spruce Goose than that it exists.
I don't know the Spruce Goose.
You don't know the Spruce Goose? Okay. You should look it up. How it's Howard Hughes's biggest project that almost flew.
Okay,
Um,
I'll put it on screen here so that
yeah,
people
yeah.
who don't know what the Spruce Goose is can look at it and be like, "Oh yeah, I've seen that before,"
It's
or maybe
it's an
not.
amazing story of hubris.
Mhm.
But
I mean, blimps are the only thing I can think of that like everyone's seen one and
exactly.
like knows what it is.
Yeah,
Um, what you kind of described as like a small rocket.
almost. But I am not, as you know, the most adventurous person. I'm not an
Mhm.
adrenaline junkie. I
Mhm.
don't necessarily need a fighter jet or something that can go to space or
Mhm.
something that can, do three loop de loops or something like that. I don't need all of that. I'm very much content just having something that makes it. The reason I want to design an airplane is not necessarily, the benefit of an airplane is that it makes it very convenient to get around.
Yeah.
Um, but I would want to design an airplane that is just fun to fly in and
Mm.
something that is really quite enjoyable, like almost like if you really like cars, like driving a nice sports car, not necessarily the fastest or the one that's designed for the racetrack, but something that's like comfortable and comfortable to ride in, but it is a little fast and it does turn tight, but it's not like crazy out there. So kind of like that, in that I would want to design something that really pushes the boundaries a lot,
Mhm.
because what's the fun if you have infinite money and infinite time and infinite people? What's the fun in not doing that, right? um and B is just something that's so nice and relaxing and just fun to fly around in.
Would you make a flying car?
I totally would make a flying car. I think that'd be so much fun. I think
Mhm.
people would love. I think the benefit of a flying car is just making flying more accessible. like a real
Mm.
flying car, not like the stuff that we have today. A
Mhm.
real flying car just makes it more accessible. And I think there's problems with that, but like we could set those aside for now, and just make flying more accessible.
I like the idea of you having to go to the DMV to register your flying car, take the flying car exam,
Uh huh.
people getting their little flying car crashes,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. It would be a nightmare if you were an airliner, but
Oh yeah. It would be a
that,
nightmare if you were a traffic officer
uh huh.
for flying cars, because now you're
Yeah.
chasing someone and they just start going up and up and up.
But
Okay.
yeah. What about you? If you could design or build something, what would that be? This is the secret fourth bonus question.
Well, it's I there's a lot of back and forth questions
Yeah.
that happen. The if I could design anything, um, it would probably be a plant that makes things. Like to be
Yeah.
honest, that's
Yeah.
I have been in a lot of beverage manufacturing plants, and I've never been in one that I've been like, this is well designed. Like I think if someone gave me $10 million and a team of 40 like contractors and 6 years, like I would have a better 10 million is a low estimate, but uh, a lot of money.
Exactly.
I would make a better beverage plant than I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Uh, or I would contract some people to make a flying car for me. Or maybe
Exactly.
both.
Yeah.
I have all the money
Yeah.
in the world. Why stop
Exactly.
that?
You might as well, right?
And I'd have six really good lasagnas.
Six.
Yeah,
Anything particular about six?
no, that's just kind of, you don't need more than six lasagnas over the course of 6 years, you know?
Yeah.
But they'd be
Yeah.
really
That's
good.
fair. Yeah. Really good lasagna is really good. And it will, like, fill you up for a couple days. So
Yeah, as long as it doesn't have ricotta. Okay,
we can agree to
Liam,
disagree.
uh, would you like to say what we always say to end every episode?
Absolutely. I would end this episode by saying, congratulations. You did it. You made it to the end of the episode.
And we made it to the end of the sixth episode of
Wow.
this show, which means that I have been making the show for 6 months now.
Congratulations.
That's
I made
great.
it. I made it to the halfway mark of the year, at least.
Yeah.
In terms of episodes.
Is there anything you would like
Honored.
to shout out or plug?
I would love to shout out whales. I think they're neat. I think we should pay more attention to them. They're kind of doing some whale stuff in the ocean.
If you like the video, hit the like, and if not, you can blame my brothers. Blame my brothers.